Hey, welcome to Up North Moto. Today we're going to be working on the Zforce 800. We're going to be installing the Auxbeam 8-gang switch panel. I'll show you where we're going to put it today. I think we're going to put her right inside our frunk. But we need to gain access underneath this frunk compartment. So let me find a screwdriver and I'll get it right back to you. Alright, so I went and took out the screws that held the bin in place. Just figuring out where we want to put the brain at. I had planned on using this bracket, but as you see, it might be a little too tall. So I think just setting it here is going to be great. We do need to make some holes through the bin to route our wires. So I'm going to get it marked out, get some holes in it, and then I think we'll throw a couple screws in it and hold it down. Once we do that, we can get on the other side and mount a few other things. Alright, so I went ahead and mounted the brain, and it comes with this 60 amp breaker. So now I just gotta run some wires. And I made some holes for the wires to pass through. I think over here I'm going to go ahead and notch out the slits there and give me more room to feed wires up and into there. So let's get some wires routed and I'll get back to you. Alright, so I got those mounted, some wires ran. Took the ground wire, I slid it down. There's a bracket right here, metal on metal with a 10mm bolt. I went and used that as a ground, so hopefully that's a great ground. Next we got to get the head unit wire through here and a key on power wire ran through here. We're going to find a fuse to tap into. The kit does give you a couple of fuses with some taps, so let's get finding that. Alright, so we got our wires ran to our head. We have an existing access tool down there, so we just put that in there through the cab. This I tapped into a 10 amp fuse that was existing that gave power only when the key was on. Ran them up into our little bin here, and I gave it some slack so we can move that bin in and out while we're getting wires fed through for our accessories. So now we're gonna find a location for the head unit. I was thinking somewhere on the dash, and I'll show you guys. Alright, so I think this is going to be my choice of location. The wire kind of gets in the way if I put it right there in the middle where it looks symmetrical. Off to the side I can mount it and tuck the wires into the dash here. There's enough room where you can just squeeze them in. The cord's going to come from down there. Whatever access I have, I can zip tie up there. Alright, so we got everything back together. I got the cover on. I will eventually take some zip ties or something and tighten those up. But I'll wait until we get some more wires in there. I got our switch panel mounted, and the wires are all nice tucked in. They're bunched together and zip tied underneath. There's one more step to do, and that is to run a power wire from here directly to the battery. And I ordered 10 feet of cable and not any connections. So give me a couple days and I'll be back with that. And I do have a light bar to install. It's ready to go. I got the brackets right there, so we'll get that wired in. And I do have a special project that I'm working on for the back. So stay tuned, we'll be back. I'll get the connections for this wire and we'll get this all fired up.